If your fish hits the bank and starts thrashing, your first instinct might be to grab it harder, pull the line tight, or chase it with both hands. Don't. That usually makes the fish fight harder, sends the hook swinging toward your fingers, and turns a simple release into a mess. Use this sequence instead. Contain the fish, control the head and hooks, then finish the job with as little handling as possible. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly where to put the fish, where to put your hands, and what to do when it won't stay still. The first thing to understand is that you're not trying to overpower the fish. In the water, its body is supported and its fins keep it balanced. On the bank, its full weight presses against the ground. It can't breathe normally, and almost any touch can trigger an escape burst. So use this mental model. Contain, don't pin. Give the fish a soft boundary, remove anything that can swing or snag, and keep the whole process low and close to the water. If the fish is already flapping on the ground, stop pulling the line. Lower the rod tip and create slack so the hook or lure isn't being jerked through the fish's mouth. Keep your fingers away from any bouncing treble hooks. Then place a wet rubber mesh net or wet unhooking mat beside the fish. Wait for the brief pause that usually comes between bursts and guide the fish onto that surface. Once it's inside the net, leave it there. The net has changed jobs. It's no longer a scoop, it's now a soft fence. Don't underestimate the surface beneath the fish. Dry sand sticks to its protective slime. Gravel can damage scales and eyes. Hot concrete, rough wooden docks, and sharp rocks are even worse. Wet grass is better, but a wet mat or rubber net is much more dependable. Keep the fish low enough that if it slips, it falls an inch onto something soft instead of several feet onto a rock. The easiest fish to control is one that never reaches the dry bank. Before you cast, put the net where your free hand can reach it. Open your pliers or forceps. Check that your cutters actually cut. Pick the exact spot where you'll unhook the fish. If you want a picture, get the camera ready now. A common beginner mistake is landing the fish first and then searching through a zipped tackle bag while it struggles. Your tools should come to the fish. The fish shouldn't travel around while you look for tools. As the fish reaches the edge, keep it in the water and guide it into the net head first. Don't chase the tail or stab at the fish from behind. Fish accelerate forward much more easily than they reverse, so a tail-first scoop often causes another run. Hold the hoop steady, lower it far enough that the rim isn't blocking the fish, and use the rod to lead the head over the mesh. Once the head and most of the body are above the net, lift only enough to contain it. If you're in moving water, don't fight the fish and the strongest current at the same time. Guide it toward a quiet margin, a small eddy, or the downstream side of a rock. Whenever the location allows, keep the net submerged. The water supports the fish, lets it breathe, and gives you time to organize yourself without squeezing or wrestling it. Now pause and look before you touch. Many fish make one final burst when they enter the net and then settle. Use that moment to answer 3 questions. Where is the hook? Are any other hook points exposed? And does the fish have teeth, stiff spines, or sharp gill plates? Look at the lure, not just the fish's mouth. One treble point may be in the lip while another is buried in the mesh or swinging beside your hand. That quick inspection decides what you do next. If it's a small, familiar fish with no dangerous teeth and a simple hook in the lip, wet both hands before handling it. Put one hand around the narrow wrist just ahead of the tail. Slide the other hand under the belly near the front half of the body. Keep the fish horizontal, with its weight supported at both ends. Don't squeeze the middle like a tube of toothpaste. That area contains soft organs, and squeezing there still doesn't remove the tail's leverage. Supporting both ends works because the fish can't twist as powerfully when neither the head nor the tail is hanging free. Keep your elbows close to your body and the fish just above the net, mat, or water. Point its head away from your legs, loose tackle, and anyone standing nearby. The body tends to follow the head, so head direction is one of your simplest safety controls. Don't lift a large fish vertically by its jaw, and never use the gill cover as a handle. Some small bass can be controlled briefly by the lower jaw, but keep the jaw straight and support the body with your other hand. Trout and many other soft-bodied fish are better cradled. If you don't know the species-specific technique, horizontal support over the net is the safer default. If the fish has serious teeth or spines, change the plan. Use position and tools, not bravery. Keep an unfamiliar fish inside the rubber net, keep your hands away from its mouth and gill openings, and work with long forceps. A catfish spine, a pike's teeth, or the sharp edge of a saltwater fish's gill plate can injure you even when the fish is small. Learn the common species where you fish before targeting them. If you can't identify the fish, don't experiment with hand positions. Remember that the lure may be the biggest hazard. A small fish attached to 2 loose treble hooks can be more dangerous than a large fish with teeth. Make the line slack so the rod isn't pulling the lure. Keep the fish contained in the net and use pliers instead of putting your fingers beside the hook. If the lure is under tension, wear eye protection and turn your face away from its path. The hook can spring backward the instant it comes free. For a simple lip hook, follow the path the hook took going in. Grip the hook firmly with pliers, rotate it back toward that opening, and remove it with one controlled movement. Don't repeatedly tug straight against the barb. If your local rules and fishing method allow it, flattening the barb before you start makes unhooking much quicker. Single hooks are also easier for beginners to control than lures covered in multiple trebles. With a treble hook, account for every point before moving anything. If one point is in the fish and another is tangled tightly in the net, twisting the entire lure can tear the mouth. It may be safer to cut the hook or split ring, separate the lure, and remove each piece in a controlled direction. That's why cutters belong beside your pliers. Tackle is replaceable. Your hand and the fish's mouth aren't. A deeply swallowed hook creates a different decision. Don't turn the bank into an operating table just because you want the hook back. Repeated digging can cause more damage than leaving part of the tackle in place. The best choice depends on the species, hook, local guidance, and whether the fish is being released. If safe removal isn't clear, cut the line close to the hook, return the fish promptly, and check your local fisheries guidance before the next trip. The beginner mistake is spending several minutes performing a difficult extraction on a dry fish. What if the fish starts thrashing while it's in your hands? Don't squeeze harder, stand up, or try to win the struggle. Lower it immediately into the net, onto the wet mat, or into the water. Keep its head pointed away from exposed tackle and let the burst finish against that soft boundary. Then reset your hands. If the hook is still attached, restore slack and locate every hook point again. A short reset is faster than wrestling through the movement. Here's the rule that makes the whole process easier. Reduce transitions. Every move from water to net, net to hand to camera, and hand back to water gives the fish another chance to explode. If you can remove the hook while the fish remains submerged in the net, do it. If you need to lift it, prepare everything first and complete the unhooking and picture in one short sequence. Don't pass the fish between people or carry it over to your gear. Keep air exposure brief, but don't turn that into a frantic race. Frantic hands drop fish and catch hooks. If you need more time, return the fish to the water and keep it upright in the net while you solve the problem. Watch for rapid gill movement, loss of balance, fading color, or a fish that becomes unusually still. Warm water gives you less margin because it generally holds less oxygen, and the fish may already be exhausted from the fight. For release, place the fish upright in the water. In gentle current, point its head into the flow. Support the belly and tail lightly until the fish can balance and hold position. Don't drag it backward and forward. Water is meant to pass through the mouth and over the gills in the normal direction. In still water, simply hold the fish upright and let fresh water move naturally around its head. When it begins pushing firmly against your hand, loosen your grip and let it swim away. Never throw it from the bank. If you're keeping a legal fish for food, make that decision quickly and follow the local size, season, handling, and humane dispatch rules. Have proper storage ready before fishing. Don't leave the fish flapping while you search for regulations. If you can't identify it confidently or confirm that it's legal to keep, handle it carefully and release it as soon as practical. So before your next cast, set out 4 things: a rubber net, a wet mat, long pliers, and cutters. Land the fish head first and keep it in the water. Make the line slack, inspect the hook and hazards, and unhook it in the net whenever possible. If you must lift it, use wet hands, support both ends, and stay low. If it thrashes, lower it into a soft boundary instead of squeezing. Then release it upright when it can balance and swim strongly. Keep those 3 words in your head: contain, control, complete, contain the movement, control the head and hooks, and complete the job with as few transitions as possible.